So this is what's come down to at Fairmont Crest. Lord Jesus, help me, Father. I- Why? 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 Anyway, we'll get to why I am uh I'm mentally exhausted, but I'm also mentally full as well from this episode. We'll talk. We're going to talk about it, rather. Let's do what we do. It's time for your Beyond the Gates episode 39 after show. Let's get into it. So it's all about karaoke night at Uptown, right? So Kat, Naomi, Danny, Chelsea, Anita, Vernon, Smitty, Martin, everybody is there. um, Nicole and Vanessa, they're talking at Nicole's house of, Vanessa saying that Doug has worked double shifts, and Nicole says it's not too late if you still want your marriage. And then we see Joey um, talking to Doug, and Joey said that he needs to be home. Now, here's the thing, right? And I said this about Doug. I'm like, Doug, you are going to get yourself so caught up that you don't even recognize it. And this was sad. This was just, but also too, like, dude, you allowed your problem to dictate your connection to you being to your rise or demise based on the platform that you utilize, bro. Like, oh Lord, but let's just roll on. So then Eva is with Jonathan and Julia, the party planners. I'm glad that Jonathan and Julia are getting more screen time. It seems like they might be full-time cast members maybe next season, because we've seen them for Nicole's not Nicole's part, but we've seen them for Danny's, the fashion show, Chelsea's last fashion show, rather. Yeah, we saw her for that. Now we're seeing them for this anniversary party. Um, I think they did the award ceremony for Nicole, but either way, Jonathan and Julia are getting more camera time. I'm here for it because I think there's definitely more to them. Eva's giving suggestions, but Jonathan and Julia are shutting down her ideas. And here's the thing, right? I was debating on Eva at first, but I genuinely have come to love Eva. I think that she is bold. She is from around the way, but she holds her own. So I really, really like Eva. I was debating on it at first, but I really think Eva has a good heart. I just think her heart has never been able to breathe um, all that pain out. So that way, quality energy can, so that way she can receive quality energy. You know what I mean? So, Tomas um, sees Eva. Um, then, Nona. Why are we learning that Ashley's mom name is Jan? Or y'all can let me know in the live chat or the comments below. Was Jan already mentioned in the earlier episodes and I missed it because I'm just like, oh, that's her name. Okay, thank you so much. So Nona, Jan, and Leslie are all at Orphe G's. But before that, Laura is responding to the antibiotics. Um, and she thanked God that he was there. Thank God Nora said that before Leslie got there. Cause my Lord Jesus, just Leslie, that cunt. Just I said what I said about that character in my review, where I said I hope that character gets what they get. Um, because it's just like you don't mess with people who haven't done anything to you. You know what I mean? And for Leslie to go in Laura's room and to put in potassium in her IV and potentially mess up Laura more than she already is now. Um, That was fucking disgusting, trifling, and just I no, no. Leslie deserved to get her ass whooped. Okay, I need Naomi Jax. I need Bianca Blair. I need Jay Cargill. I need a woman from the WWE to come to Beyond the Gates and whoop on the ass. Damn. Anyway, because Leslie fucking deserves it. Anyway, Vernon plays off Mississippi Taken, and I always love that vibe of, Mississippi Taken when my husband will get here. Well, what's your husband like? Well, he's charming and handsome, and he's very much about his business. And if you're not important business, then he discards you respectfully. Well, thankfully, I don't have to worry about that. That back and forth energy. I love that for sure. And like I said, it's nice to see that we could have a black couple, even though it's a fictional couple. I feel like Clifton Davis and Anita Tooney could really be a married couple. Like seriously, their chemistry is just beyond amazing. Martin and Smitty come through. Vernon wants to sing "We Are Family." I'm like, it would be nice, but like, I don't think everyone's a singer. Now, I think Vernon could, come through with that bass. Kat, I don't know. I mean, she exists and she's intelligent, and I think Kat, yeah, no. Like I was trying to find a way to say Kat could be a part, but I'm like, no. Chelsea, she's got a sultry voice already, so I think that would be fine. Kat's a little high pitched, just a little bit. I think Smitty and Martin could definitely do a little something, but like Vernon, it's okay. It's okay. I think you guys showcasing that is way better than us hearing it. But all love to the Duprees. All love to the Duprees. All love to the Duprees. And then, the waitress asks, what does everybody want? And Danny says, get your best bottle of champagne. I'm like, Danny, who is the champagne for? Last time we checked, you need to be on what the By the way, if you're wondering why I said it like that, there's a Looney Tunes cartoon with Daffy Duck, in a disguise as a woman, and he sings, "I put you all down late, I put you all down late, get that what the." That, you know what? No, it's not on par with Bugs Bunny, because Bugs Bunny had a by the way, y'all go back into history. Woo, in the 1950s with some cartoons, child, there was triggering cartoons, but one of them that was so funny was Bugs Bunny. He was dressed up as a woman, and he was trying to get out the situation, and this man went to the ladies' restroom, and Bugs Bunny said, "You beast, you calf, you riverboat masher." And I'm like, wait, what the hell did your ass just say? What? What? Oh my Lord, y'all! Look, listen, y'all saw the thumbnail. You know my voice, and damn it, you know why you here. Hell, anyway, that's to just say that sometimes some things are better left unsaid. You know what I mean? Not everything has to be sung, but I have nothing but love for Vernon Dupree. All right. So anyway, oh my God, that child that took me out. Okay. So Nicole says it's going to take time to rebuild your marriage. You separate your sexual and emotional gratification. And then we're back with Doug and Joey Armstrong. Doug doesn't have any skills to fit Joey's line. And, Joey, lets Doug know that anybody who's in my line knows that I don't play about my money. Joey Armstrong, I know you're not trying to be the male version of Rihanna. Um, Mitch better have my money. Pay me what you owe me. Or shots. Shots. Mitch better have my money. Like what? And then, Doug said that he thought there was going to be an expectation of paying the money back. And Joey said, well, I made an investment in you. I gave you money because I expected it back. But you basically played him, right? Like, no. And this, scheme that Joey Armstrong set up to come to Doug with the bullshit. Shout out to Art Murphy, by the way. I love that clip so damn much. That would never happen at an actual casino because I think MGM Grand just had to pay like what, $8.5 million for some illegal. What was it? Hang on, y'all. Let me pull up the headline so I got MGM pays, because I literally covered it on Virtual Tour Live. Hang on here. Work with me, laptop. There we go. So yeah, so basically, MGM paid $8.5 million fine for money laundering. Y'all, I'm not joking with you. Let me pull this up so that way you guys can see. Like this is very, very real. Hang on, let me take this down. Hi, everybody. Hopefully all is well with each and every single one of you. Yes, indeed. Let me show y'all this here. So as you can see, MGM resorts to pay $8.5 million fine to sell money and money laundering case. The penalty covers money laundering violations when the disgraced casino executive allowed illegal bookmakers at 2 strip resorts. So the 10-count complaint and settlement regarding violations of the Bank Secrecy Act in 2018 by MGM's former president, Scott Silbria, were filed by the Gaming Control Board on Thursday. Even 9 counts in the Control Board's complaint involved the gambling activities of convicted illegal bookmaker and former minor league baseball player Wayne Nix. The 10th count covered actions of a second convicted illegal bookmaker, Matthew Bauer. So it says here as well at the top of this story here, MGM Resorts International has agreed to pay a fine of $8.5 million to Nevada regulators after a former gaming executive allowed illegal bookmakers to gamble millions of dollars and pay debts in cash at 2 of the company's strip properties. So yeah, Joey, no sir. Just like it could backfire on Joey Armstrong, but right now the heat is with Doug McBride. So we shall see. But let's continue up. Let's continue on rather. Joey asked, "Do you have any assets?" Oh no, wait. Doug says he has assets, and Joey's like, "What are these assets?" And no, wait. Doug said he has assets. Joey then asked, "What are the assets?" And then Doug says that they're dried up. And then, Joey said, "We are at an impasse." Sir, we are at an impasse because you created impasse behind this motherfucker's back that he will get so far down that you had control over him. You created the circumstances for you to be where you're at now so you can have control over the motherfucker. Stop it. Vernon is talking to somebody who is in government, was inspired by Vernon. Ted, Nicole, and need to talk about Danny, that Danny is good. Seems like she's moving forward. This, that, and third. Chelsea talks with Danny about her next steps. And Danny throws something back in Chelsea's face, which I'm 50-50 on it. I'm going to discuss why with y'all. Danny was like, how long did I have to wait to hear about that person? I think I deserve a minute. Now, Danny, I love you, but you have done way too much against your family to be able to take the high road on this one, sweetie. Okay. There was a reason why Chelsea did not tell you for a while, because the reaction you gave was the reaction she was expecting, right? And I think that's the reason why Chelsea didn't tell you. Now, on the other hand, I do agree that you do deserve to be able to figure out your next chapter in your own time, right? The only problem is your family's been supportive through all of your chapters. So it's like Chelsea's not going to hurt you in any shape, form, or fashion. She just asked a question. So I'm 50-50 on it. You know, so that okay, moving on. So Jan, Nona, and Leslie are talking, and you know, Leslie has this dress, and Nona and Jan was like, "Wait a minute, something just ain't right." And Leslie said, "Have you ever been in the private back rooms at Lakeview Casino?" Um, there's private back rooms at Lakeview Casino. Okay, then. So we haven't seen the private back rooms, because honestly, the only place we've seen of the Lakeview Casino is the card table. That's the only place we've seen. Now, of course, would it be nice to see, actual factual casino? Sure. You know what I mean? And honestly, does Atlanta have casinos? Don't at me, y'all. Okay. don't listen. Atlanta is known for their food. Okay. They're known for Magic City. Yes, they're known for the world of Coca-Cola. But I just need to see if they have some casinos. Okay. Listen, don't at me. Let me see. Okay, so Atlanta Motor Speedway Casino Resort. Okay, so they're trying to build one. Um, so the closest one is in Cherokee, North Carolina. Harras in Cherokee, North Carolina. It's about a 4-hour drive. So there's no casinos in Georgia. Okay, all right. Damn. Because it's just like I'm trying to. Because it would, you know what? Honestly, tell you the truth, like I think I know why maybe they haven't built out like a casino set with, slot machines and everything. Because and this is a little bit behind the scenes, right? So there was a scene on a show called Unreal where they were playing music at this pool party. And if you know about music, there's a thing called copyright. So you can't really use any of the footage. But usually casinos usually don't really play music like that. Um, they usually, I mean, they do play music, but it's not where it's being broadcasted. You know what I mean? But it would be cool if they went to what's the, let's say North Carolina's like the closest one, but like, come on, that can't be the damn case. Can't be the damn case. Um, let's see. Mm, mm. You know what? They could go to Louisiana and shoot, from an actual factual smactual casino to add, ambiance to the show. And I'm sure that the casino will gladly have the black um, led soap opera that's on TV 5 days a week to shoot there for like 3 weeks. But yeah, I do think seeing an actual casino would add some ambiance to the show. But that's just me, though. That's just me. That's just me. That's just me. Um, so then we're back with Julia and Jonathan, and they reveal. Well, actually, no. Eva, before Jonathan and Julia say what they say, Eva says that I'm not really from this world like y'all, but I'm trying my best, and I appreciate Ted Nicole bringing me into this world, and Eva's really a sweet girl. She really is, and I feel like that was a very vulnerable moment because it seems like the more that you open up, the more is utilized against you, right? But then Jonathan and Julia drop a bomb of they did not grow up behind the gates either. Don't say anything or we'll destroy you. I love me some Jonathan and Julia. It's like, you know what? We're going to level with you, but we'll also handle you. I love that. So Tomas and Eva talk, then Chelsea and Kat talk about, what's going on with we're at Uptown now. So Chelsea and Kat are talking about what's going on and trying to figure out if they want to ask, Danny Dupree to come watch Chief Marketing Officer. And Chelsea was like, she takes up all the room in every room. And Kat was like, you got to give her some love, grace, and space. She didn't say my words specifically, but she said that in so many words. That, wasn't a lot of models back then that looked like us. So good on Kat for recognizing that. And, I'm not saying that Danny's garden helped Chelsea. Chelsea has a gift, which is saying more than most about some other people, but that's neither here nor there. But seriously, though, to be honest with you, I feel like, Chelsea is stuck between these two worlds of being her own person, but also trying to still invest in her mom, but from a distance where she can still be independent. So I feel for Chelsea, but I also feel for Kat because Kat is not trying to be a burden on her cousin Chelsea. She's trying to be a resource to her cousin Chelsea. Then, of course, Smitty and Lauren are talking to Verna about what's going on with Verna's grandkids because Verna asked about them. Samantha is not happy about not modeling, but hopefully you guys will be open to the plan, which I have predicted since this Samantha modeling storyline came in. I said Samantha should just be the in-house model for Chelsea Cat. And, she can model when she wants to, still go to school, this, that, third. I've been predicting that for the longest time, and then it happened, damn it. So thank you to the writers, the staff, and the crew for listening to my reviews. Okay? Now, for those of you who are going to say, Braylon, they don't know that you exist. Here's the gag. Same energy back to you, okay? They don't know that y'all exist either, okay? That's for all the people in the back. But seriously, though, I have predicted that for a while now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. And then Terrell's going through a rough time. Martin was class king and president. And how do we navigate this? And Vernon said, maybe you telling your side of things can help him see that, we all can be flawed. And then Chelsea comes over and gets some advice too of like, flip the timeline with pictures of his best life. And, Chelsea was even like, you thought that I had some hack? The best thing about media is it promotes you. The worst thing about media is it promotes you. So, I really do love the soul of this show, that there is love in this show. There are characters you want to root for. There's characters that you want to root against, but you always want to come back for more, right? So, yes, indeed. So Joey and Doug talk, and Joey says, is there anybody that can help you out with this now? Your debt will become their debt. And then Vanessa is brought up. Then the club is a word. Daddy was trying to be so hip. Instead of saying the club, it's the club. I'm like, Dad, you don't have to fake it. It's okay. We know that you are from a different echelon, child. I thought that was so damn funny. All right, moving on. So then, Marin says that, being in a holding pattern rather can really suck. But when you get the approval from your granddad, it feels like a Morgan Freeman voiceover. I'm like, whoever wrote that line, well done. Well done. Well done to you. Because that was a good line. And then, Chelsea also, adding her millions of social capital, $1 million, millions of mental dollars in terms of her social capital was great too. Smay said. Let's see here. Naomi wants to sing. Allegedly. There's more than meets the eye with that. And then Joey says, if your wife isn't the answer, you need to figure out what is. And Vanessa was listening the whole time. Oh, Lord. Eva and Nicole have figured out, with the anniversary party. And Kat is still on Eva. I'm like, child, will you get off of Eva? Because your ass, Kat, he or she who has not seen cast the first stone. And child, you cannot cast no damn stone. You put a camera in your mother's office. Now, what if, right, that video got out? Because there are hacks pretty much every day. And then your mom is implicated, can lose her license. You cannot say shit about Eva. Eva's actually the one trying to level out her emotions to try to save your damn family, but you keep agitating her, which is going to give her the mental ammunition to shoot and not miss. So shut the flying fuck up, Kat. Damn. Oh, Jesus, you got dating tendencies, heifer. Okay. All right, moving. By the way, these are all fictional characters. If you're getting upset over somebody reviewing fictional characters, then you please go to a rage room, okay? Actually, some of y'all need a season pass. Some of y'all need a season pass. Some of y'all need a season pass. But then some of y'all actually need to handle your own business. Listen, don't be on social media saying stay away from bullish when you consume bullish, because you are a bullish person. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply, child. Moving on. So, let's see here. Naomi is singing and Danny's joining as backup. Then we're back with Leslie, Jen, and Nona at Orphy Jeans. And, Leslie says, what if this dress is more than just a dress to go out somewhere and being with people who are doing glamorous things? And, Leslie says that this is like her physical vision board. And so, Nona is thinking like, something off. Tomas and Eva are talking about the case, and Eva says, we don't know what happens between a father and a daughter. And then Danny and Naomi want Anita to sing. And this part of the episode really got to me. And I loved how they did it. They drowned out everybody's voice, and you could just hear Vernon and Anita. And Vernon was excited to see 3 generations of Dupree women singing. And Anita is allowing her persona to dictate her soul. And she said that, her voice isn't what it was. Or, when I was part of the Articulates. And then, Nicole chimes in of, sometimes the need to be present sometimes the need to be perfect rather holds us back from being present. And Anita says, daughter, do not shrink me. Then Kat chimes in, right? I will say this. It's a difference between shrinking you and investing in you, right? And Anita, you have had hints, or you have had run-ins with the thoughts of what once was, right? The dress at the fashion show, you're like, sometimes I do miss it. Then, you're singing, on the piano, and, Naomi talked to you about, you missed that life. And, you talked about how you were nervous before stage, you get on stage, having the energy of that crowd, and you miss it. And it's okay to miss something that mattered to you. It is. And child, nobody's voice is what it once was. Well, there are some 50-year-old, I'm going to just say, there's some 50-year-old heifers and bulls trying to be new when they're old, need to be out to pasture and be handled disrespectfully. Okay? So, Anita, I will say this. I think your fictional comeback has a lot more support than some people out here in real life trying to make a comeback, and they don't have anything to come back to because there's nothing valuable that they're giving for anybody to give a fuck about. Okay? Just saying. And that goes for the bitches and Mitches. Okay? All right. Just equal opportunity around here. Okay. So just want to say that because I really felt for Anita with that. Like, I think about, my days of being on the radio at Black Squirrel Radio, and then AM 570, KMBT AM 570, A8.3 KABF, and 1050 AM KJBN. Those were stations I was on. And I'm like, man, I do miss the board. I miss being able to press a button and, being heard by everybody. I miss my co-hosts, Anjali Maria Sotomayor, Larry Lee. That's my team right there. And I pray every day for the Brainly Morning Show that we reunite and, make those $20 million contracts. Honestly, tell you the truth, it would be a God sent, joy filled of a good time if all four of us, including with some other people that I've already put down my head, if we all received $100 million contracts for just being on from 5 to 10 a.m. international syndicate around the world, but all in due time. Let's see. So we're back with Doug and Vanessa. Doug broke his wrist after being upset about surgery that didn't go right. And Doug has, never stopped loving Vanessa. And then Vernon says, back with Vernon and Anita at Uptown. Vernon says that you sing all the time and Anita is nervous. And then we're back with Doug and Vanessa. Doug said that I need to do the most valuable thing is protect your instrument. That's the number one rule for Doug is protect your instrument. Doug could teach in the words of Vanessa, and Doug said I could spend more time with Vanessa. Here's the thing, right? For you being a surgeon, why aren't you doing speaking engagements? Let's just say that your debt is $50,000. You do 5 speaking engagements at $10,000 a piece. Motherfucker, in 5 speaking engagements, you'll give that money back to Joe and you'll be free. Do some speaking engagements. Damn. I say to my friends and family, public speaking is a career beyond anything that could be beyond your comprehension. Bill Clinton, I think, makes $1 million speaking engagement. If Bill Clinton does 10 speaking engagements a month, right? That is $10 million a month. If you times 10 by 12, I think that's $120 million a year. Don't, mathematicians, don't at me. Okay, don't you at me. Real quick, hang on. 10 million times 12. Yep, that's $120 million at the end of the year. Duh, do some speaking engagements and get out this shit. Okay. All right. Just wanted to say that. Okay. Then Joey is on the phone with someone at Orphe Jeans. Eva talks about her mom, dying, and that Leslie took her in, and dad wasn't excited to have a bonus daughter, but she always wanted a father. And when she sees how Kat and Ted are, she's sad about what she didn't have. And I just, my heart was just gutted. Because I feel like Eva is a really good person. And her bitch of a mother, Leslie, poisoned her with her trauma. Fuck you, Leslie, you cunt. Gee. You're gonna blow up the planet. And I feel like Ted is so close to cracking it, and I want Ted to crack it. And I want Ted to go up to Eva and say, "Hey, listen, it took me a minute, but are you my daughter?" And Ted and Eva team up, and they take your motherfucking ass down, Leslie. I pray to God you fail. Now, before y'all say God does not like mess, this, that, and the third, some of y'all stay in mess. If it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must fucking apply. Child. Let's have peace today, child. In order to have peace, you have to create peace. Ooh, watch out for people who say, let's have peace, but yet they're not about making peace. Watch out for those Mitches and bitches. Anyway, moving on. So, like I said, if it doesn't apply, let it fly. But if you let it fly, it must apply, child. So, Leslie reconnected with her ex. No, you didn't reconnect with your ex, you heifer. You have been doing the most to Ted. And he paid you $50,000 to leave town, and your ass is still in town. Like I said before, dresses like a physical vision board. I said earlier, I'll repeat it now. And Nona wants shabuzi, so she wants some cowboy boots. Some cowgirl boots, rather. I'm like, you know what? I don't want to hear it from nobody. He or she who has us in cast the first stone. So this is a thought that I've been having ever since Leslie has come onto the scene about Alan. I think Leslie took care of Alan. Yep, I really think that Leslie unalived Alan. I really believe that. And before y'all say, Braylon, you don't know that, here's the gag. Neither do y'all. Because think about it. She was Sherry Carter on top of a roof, almost commit suicide, right? Okay. So then she ran Laura off the road, almost basically really commit attempted murder. Then she was Anna and tried to get around Kat, even though Leslie doesn't like Kat at all. She said Martin isn't that bad, but I'm sure, Leslie will have a run-in with Mara here pretty soon. Then she went to Laura's room and messed with her IV. And she's utilizing her daughter to execute her revenge because Leslie is a broken waste of space that should have been swallowed by her fucking mother, because Leslie hasn't unpacked her pain, so she takes her pain out on everybody. And y'all don't think that Leslie didn't unalive Alan? Y'all can miss me with that, but I see the bullshit. Okay. Anita is getting choked up, but then She got choked up twice, but then she absolutely did great. And it was awesome to see Danny, Naomi, and Anita sing. It would have been nice to see Chelsea sing too, but it's all good. But no, I thought it was a wonderful episode. A lot of meat on this episode for sure. So, y'all, I said everything I needed to say. One love, much love, all love. I feel the love, and I send it right back to you. Bye, everybody.